Good afternoon and welcome to the final lecture in our series of persuasiveness. I'm Dr. JB.
And I'm Dr. JD.
PhDs in
Persuasion. We've taught you a number of techniques that have helped your persuasion. Now we'll teach you some few last very important techniques, starting with being tall.
Physical stature is a powerful persuasion tool.
Your opponent is more likely to concede if you appear to be bigger than he is.
If your opponent is sitting, stand.
If your opponent is standing, stand taller.
With thick-soled shoes.
Stand on tiptoes.
Stand on chairs if you have to.
Another effective gesture you make is to make a fist with one hand and ominously punch the open palm of the other.
Shortness is associated with children,
who are dumb,
while tallness is associated with authority figures who know better.
As a result, you should never argue with someone at anything less than eye level.
Here's an example of how being tall can help you win a debate.
I love old movies.
Old movies are boring and stuffy.
Well, you just have no sense of taste. Modern action flicks have dulled your brain.
Old movies are boring and the acting is bad.
On the contrary, Laurence Olivier, for example, was one of the greatest actors of all time. What are you doing?
All movies are bad and Laurence Olivier was a poser.
Please, sit down! Flailing arms.
The flailing arm strategy is used to reinforce your statement while intimidating your opponent.
It's very hard to disagree with someone who waves his arms in confidence.
Modern art is wonderful, and Picasso was a visionary genius.
Modern art is stupid, and Picasso was a loser!
Okay, whatever you say, just don't hurt me.
The last word. Above all, you must get the last word.
Getting the last word in an argument is extremely important, because it means everyone listening to the debate, both those involved and those observing, will leave with the last word as the dominant memory of the argument.
Since your side of the argument is the last to be heard, it also means that your side will be the most remembered.
Here is how the last word will help you to be an effective debater. Paper does not come from trees.
Yes, it does. My father works in a paper mill. I have personally observed the process in which lumber is turned into paper. These 4 books I have here describe this process in minute detail.
This certainly looks like an argument you've lost, doesn't it? But consider how much stronger case you make for yourself with this slight modification. Paper does not come from trees.
Yes, it does. My father works in a paper mill. I have personally observed the process in which lumber is turned into paper. These 4 books I have here describe this process in minute detail.
Nuh-uh.
Persuasion is yet to be a sentient being, other than yourself, to adopt a particular belief or pursue a particular action.
This tutorial has taught you to excel at doing just that.
Although the examples presented have assumed a variety of different specific circumstances, the principles can be applied in a myriad of situations.
Whether you're trying to persuade a pseudo-intellectual that his political beliefs are,
in fact,
as savory as unwashed socks,
or whether you're trying to convince a vicious dog to kindly release your your bottom,
the techniques you must employ are fundamentally the same. Thank you so much for joining us in our lecture of persuasiveness. I'm Dr. JB.
And I'm Dr. JD.
PhDs in
Persuasion.